All right, guys. I want to talk about that strange incident that happened at that other site I was at. Uh, I know of people like that. I mean, they're basically skinwalkers, okay? And that dude was shapeshifting. I mean, he probably thought he was an eagle, or he thought he was a deer, or he thought he was a wolf. But he left food and stuff behind as an offering for me, you know. And the guy was basically like, he was definitely having what modern science knows as a nervous breakdown. But also, it's you might say he's a part of the Montauk Project. Okay, there's another scenario right there for the conspiracy buffs. They could say that he's a part of the Montauk Project, and then for Native Americans or indigenous people, they'll probably see that as a skinwalker. And according to my calculations, the guy's a skinwalker, because I like that term skinwalker. It doesn't imply somebody who's crazy. It doesn't imply, because a lot of these people, they're not crazy, okay? They're just in another dimension. They're in another dimension. That's all that's going on. And to them it's totally normal, but to all of us it's abnormal. And in Scientology, it could be called an aberration. All right. So the guy's aberrated, so he needs to get cleared of that aberration. In according to Scientology and according to Thelema, which is the religion that was perpetrated by the late occultist Aleister Crowley, he could be considered as crossing the abyss. So he's a babe of the abyss. Now that's at a pretty high level right there of consciousness, but it doesn't mean that he's necessarily 100% conscious. As a matter of fact, you could say he's probably 3% conscious right now, and he has a lot of focus. He has 100% focus in what he's doing. But the consciousness is scattered. It's not. It could be. There could have been a trigger, such as maybe he saw somebody die on video, because a lot of times real human blood will cause somebody to start to hallucinate, and to start to create that reality in their world. It just starts to expand. It starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But conjecture aside. He left, bananas, water bottles, car jack stands at both entrances and exits that I'm supposed to go in and out of. And I don't think it was premeditated to me personally, but he was trying to block any car, I think, that was going in and out of there. He was trying to block them symbolically, because you could just drive right over those bananas, or, but not the jack stands, because that'll get caught under your car, But so I had to move those aside. But I wanted to get him on video, but it's like this happened so fast. I thought he was changing his tire. I didn't think that the guy was gonna just start getting out of his car and then walking towards my car like a zombie. This was a real life. I'm not saying the guy was a zombie, but this was a zombie apocalypse scenario where somebody's just in another state of mind and they just start chasing you. He didn't run after me fast, but he was intent on coming towards me and trying something on me or something. And then he drove to the next entrance/exit. And then he tried to try to block me from going in there. And if only he could understand. Look, man, I don't have anything against you, even though you're going through what you're going through. I understand you're a skinwalker. I understand you're trying to sweat out all of your American toxins, spiritually. I totally understand that. I leave people like that alone. I wish to be left alone too if that happens to me. But spiritually, we indigenous can understand that kind of action. But typical Americans these days, they're like, oh, the guy's going crazy, you know what I mean? And then conversely, I have to actually counter that as well, because it's like, who's to say this guy wasn't about to, who's to say that he wasn't about to shoot himself or go out and try to shoot someone else like me? Or who's to say he wasn't getting ready to shoot his wife and kids, or shoot just anybody? The guy could be trying to do anything. We don't know what the guy was trying to do. But I had to call because, I'm on the job, and it was really for my safety, because I felt like this guy was, he was getting ready to do something to me, because he went into his trunk and he pulled some stuff out. I don't know if it was a gun, but the guy was totally focused, like he looked at me like he was going to do something to me. And so, I had to do what I had to do. And later on, and here's where the upshot of what I'm trying to tell you, about, I don't know, it's probably 3 miles away, maybe about 4 or 5 miles away from that guy, I saw, from that situation that happened, I saw a car get pulled over by a sheriff, and it turns out that was the guy that got pulled over. That was the same guy. Now, I had to hit a site, and then I went by that same area again. The guy was gone. So the cop cut him loose. Because if the cop would have arrested him, he would still be there, right behind him, doing his report and all that. So he let him go. So the guy was able to hopefully snap out of the trance he was in, and maybe go home to his wife and kids, and go back to his normal life. And that's what I wish. I don't wish the guy harm at all. I don't wish nothing bad for him. The only thing that he did to me was just catch me off guard. He caught me off guard and scared the shit out of me. But you know what? And I know I say I don't get scared, and that's true. I don't. I don't get scared. But you got to understand that when your adrenaline kicks in, you don't get scared. Your adrenaline kicks in, and you don't know whether you're gonna fight